In this video, we're going to talk about how to build a $100 million sales team. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you the one tip that changed everything for me in the last couple of years, that really amplified our ability to pull myself out of the sales team and watch it take off without me having to micromanage it. So stick around for that. All right, guys, so let's get started talking about a sales team. You know, a lot of people don't ever think they need a sales team. What do I need a sales team for? Well, all businesses sell a product or a service. All businesses are selling something. And at some point, you're going to need a sales team. It is the heartbeat, it's driving force of the business. Without sales, without revenue, you don't have blood going through your veins. So what we need to do is figure out how to do that efficiently and build something we can be proud of, a sales team that doesn't just go out and acquire business, but is a good steward of our brand and make sure that we keep the customer in mind, but without sacrificing that drive, right? So how do we go out and do this? So obviously there's a lot of stuff out there about, you know, hiring the right people, managing them appropriately, everything. And so what I'm going to go through is the things that we believe that are most important, and you can apply this to any business that you're utilizing or that you're running. So check it out. Number one, define who you need. When you're looking for a salesperson, who is it that's working in your operation? You're going to start off with a limited amount of data, a limited data set. But once you get going a little bit bigger, you're going to start to collect data in your head or collect actual raw data about who's working. We do a disc assessment on everyone that we bring on so that we know where they fit in that personality matrix. Not because we necessarily know what we're looking for in the beginning, although we can draw some conclusions, but when someone works, we think, oh, that person was a high S, that person was an IS. It gives us some sort of data to say, like, our most fruitful disc assessment in the sales world is X, right? Now, a lot of people would say that's a high D, a driver, dominant person, but often we find that it's the influential people, the people that are just good communicators. And then we even have some good salespeople that are C's and S's. So the disc assessment alone is definitely not the only data that you need, although it does begin to help you cultivate that data. So when you're looking for these people, think about the character traits, like what jobs are they coming from? We've hired basketball coaches and factory workers and cops and people coming straight out of the Army. We've hired all kinds of people from the bank, and we've seen success with a lot of these people. But you know, one thing that I like is bringing someone from an income range into a new income range. So I want to find someone, for me, that I can make sure that in a great opportunity, a good, nice workplace, a nice routine, that they're going to be able to earn more than they're used to. That's been what has worked for me. You may have other people that have been in the high ticket sales world, and now they're wanting to come down to something that's just more consistent, right? So that could be a different one, different source of people they're trying to pull over for other people. Actually working with an agency that's doing that right now. But for me, I want to take people from those blue collar backgrounds, those bank jobs, those different places, and bring them into a path where they can make more money than they're used to in a routine that they can enjoy. That's been a big thing for us. So I do also enjoy hiring veterans. It's always nice to give back. I'm a veteran. I love to pull people from the Army, from the Marine Corps, from the Navy, and then have them come over and have a great experience. I didn't say Air Force. That was completely intentional. Just kidding. So going forward, train every day. You know, I remember the first time I heard somebody say to train every day, it was Jordan Belfort. And he actually was talking about training. They trained twice a day, once at 8 a.m. and once at 1 p.m. And I don't know about all that, but I will say that it changed a lot for us when we began to train every single day. And that was bring people in, set their frame of reference correct, make sure that we get all the head trash from bad morning, slow starts, rough, didn't get the shower I wanted, whatever, and get into the right frame of mind. So it's very mindset driven with some substance, where we want to make sure that we add value to their morning. We're giving them the tools to close more deals, keeping them in the headspace. Now, if you've done a lot of training, at some point you might say, I'm running out of things to train about. But that is not all that relevant because one, there's always new things to train about, but another thing that you're not thinking about is by the time I get all the way through that, circling back to the beginning and going over things again, these people might be at a completely different point now where they're able to digest that information and utilize it more effectively. Training every day is monstrous. Next thing, create a Bible, create some sort of cheat code, book where you're saying this is exactly how you do this job. Scripts, cheat sheets for acronyms that we use, all these different things that can help really make it easier to turn over. When I hire a new agent, they get this manual. So we have what we call in our shop the Medicare Bible because a lot of our direct to consumer sales guys are in that space. And so they're actively getting that book with all kinds of information right from the get-go. Also, it's really nice to put something tangible in someone's hands. It makes it feel much more official. Next thing, have a sales manager who leads by example. So one thing that we think is very important is for your sales leaders to have done what they're leading people on. I watched a Steve Jobs video one time where he talked about when they started growing at Apple, they brought on a bunch of professional managers and they knew how to manage, but they didn't know how to do anything. It just didn't work. People didn't aspire to be them. If you look at John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership, the first one is role leadership. It's you're a leader because someone said you were a leader. That is the first level. I don't even count it as a level. It's like level 0. The next one is I'm following you because I'm giving you permission to lead me. The next one is I'm following you because of production. I've seen what you've done. You've done enough. We love our sales managers to be there where people, it's nice when they want to follow them, but you can make up for a lot of that just by production. When someone's done something that you want to do, you'll listen to them. All right, next, have clear metrics. Have clear metrics. So if I don't have metrics to follow for a sales team, if I don't know what they should be doing, then when they fall short of a goal, like if my goal is you have to make 15 sales this week, and they don't hit it, then I don't really know what is the problem. Is the problem a skill issue? Is it an effort issue? Because that's typically where it falls. This is either a skill issue, i.e. I do not know how to close the deal, I don't understand the product or service enough, or I'm just afraid to ask for the sale, or I don't know how to open the conversation. This is all skill relative. And then the other side is, are they making enough attempts to sell? Are they doing the work? If that's the issue, it's an effort issue. So over here we're saying if the goal is a week, 15 sales, then I might have a clear cut 18 hours of talk time on the phone that I need to see 18 hours on the phone that week. So let's say they don't have 15 sales, then I'm going straight down and saying, do you have 18 hours of talk time? If they have 18 hours of talk time, then great. Then we can actually listen to the calls and decide if this is working for them. If it's a skill issue, what is the issue? Because it's very unlikely it's a leads issue. Down here, if they don't have 18 hours of talk time, did they make 100 calls a day? Because I can tell you, if they don't have 15 sales and they don't have 18 hours of talk time, they did not make 100 call attempts a day. They just didn't. It didn't happen. If they did, this would be very rare where they just can't get through that opening line on the phone. Now we get some people that'll call the same leads as another person, and the first person will say, nobody answers the phone, and the next person will be closing 15 deals a week off of the same leads. There's a huge gap in effort. A lot of it is belief, but the people that don't believe will so much believe that people won't answer those calls that they will tell you that before they even adequately try, because they don't have to try. I already know. And then that is the problem. Therein lies the problem, is their belief. Now, I told you I was going to tell you something that changed everything for us. I held on to my top producers for a long time where I was afraid to move them into sales management, because if I moved them into sales management, I was going to lose these big producers, these cash cows for the business. And one day somebody told me, you have to do it. It's revolutionary. And we did that. We moved those sales managers into sales management, beginning to bridge them off of production. And I have to tell you, amazing results. They are much more effective at sales management because they weren't as distracted as I was as the business owner. So that is my big tip at the end. When you're building a $100 million sales team, make sure you go out and get your top talent, and as they cultivate, promote them to a leadership role so that they can lead by example, and it will change your entire organization. Thank you guys so much for watching today. That's how you're going to build a $100 million sales team. Now you can go over and check us out on Instagram at @TheJustinBraun. Please subscribe to the channel here, where we will talk more and more about business, marketing, operations, and things that'll help take you to the next level.